welcome to Chef Maxwell's Kitchen. We're here in Norfolk, Virginia at the Culinary Institute of Virginia. We're in front of some students. We're having a good time down here. We're going to show them how to play with their food as well. And since we're cooking with Virginia products, we've got a great one for you today. We've got pumpkin. And we're going to make a wonderful pumpkin soup. We're going to top it off with some of the Chesapeake Bay's finest crab meat. The first thing I did was I started to render bacon. Rendering bacon means to take the fat off of it. And we get down here and we get it so it's really nice and crispy. Inside with the bacon, I'm going to take some onions. All right? And I'm going to, you hear that singing? That's so nice. That lets me know that the pan's hot enough. That's going to cook this food good. All right. Stir that around. We want to cook this just until the onions are clear. We don't want them to be brown. All right, so we're stirring that around. And they're starting to clear up. I think you can see that. Now what we're going to do is take our pumpkin. You can get the pumpkin from a variety of ways. You can get it fresh, the way we did it. We can get it canned pumpkin, that pumpkin puree that's in the grocery store, or you can use pumpkin pie filling if you'd like to. You have to change the recipe a little bit for each one of these. You can add garlic and some brown sugar if you're using the fresh, or if you're using the pumpkin pie filling, it's plenty sweet enough with lots of full flavors. You can do that. And we're going to just take that pumpkin in there. What I did was I cooked the pumpkin, right, and I took all the stuff out of the pumpkin and mashed it. So that's going into the pot. Get that cooked up nice and get it really, really hot. Now it's pretty thick. If we don't do something about the thickness of the pumpkin, we're going to likely scorch it at the bottom. So I've got some chicken stock here. I'm going to put a couple of cups in here. The recipe's for a larger portion, so when it goes up there, you'll get the exact measurements. And when it goes up on the web or in the magazine. All right, so we got this getting nice and hot. And so we've got some chunks of bacon, some chunks of onion. Right? We're going to add a little bit of curry powder. Now, there are two ways to add the spices to this. And one is to add them in when the onions go in and to fry them off a little bit, and that'll really intensify the flavor. But I'd like the taste of pumpkin to come through on this, so I'm adding a little bit of curry and a little bit of coriander, right, into here. And you can use any kind of spice that you like with pumpkin. Cardamom's good with pumpkin. Some of the more robust herbs like oregano or basil are really good. All right. Now what I'm going to do, this is hot, it's spiced, everything is ready to go here. You can put it in your blender or your food processor. I've got this handy little device here called a wand, and I'm just going to stir it up. All right. So that's all I'm going to do with that. I'm going to set that over here. Cut the heat down a little bit. Stir that around. I'm going to add some heavy whipping cream because you notice I haven't put any fat in here but bacon, and you know me. Add some heavy cream. Stir it around. All right. All right. Now this has to simmer for about 10 minutes. And since a watched pot never boils, we're going to stop watching it for a couple of minutes, and we'll be back shortly. All right, well, welcome back. This soup is now nice. It's simmered. At this point, you could add a little bit more cream or a little bit more stock. You can get it to exactly the texture that you want it to be at. So I'm coming out of here, and I'm going to ladle it into a pumpkin that I roasted. All right. All right. Now, make sure your pumpkin is hot, or it'll cool off your soup. All right. And fill that up good there. And put this over there. And I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of bacon on it. And because we're in the Chesapeake Bay area, I'm going to take a little bit of crab, right, and put that on the top as well. Right. So now, because we're in the pumpkin, right, as we eat our pumpkin soup, We're going to go down in there and we're going to get bacon and crab and pumpkin in every bite, and it's delicious. Remember, on Chef Maxwell's Kitchen, we always play with our food, and it's better if that food is safe, fresh, and locally grown. For more delicious recipes using Virginia-grown fruits and vegetables, contact Lisa Lloyd at the Virginia Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services at 102 Governor Street, Richmond, Virginia, 23219.
Chef Maxwell's recipes are listed on the Virginia Farm Bureau website at vafarmbureau.org.